This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Ubani.
Good evening and welcome tonight. Nigerians in the United Kingdom vow to mobilize for a free and fair election in 2015. More intrigue as Kwara PDP chairman fails to accept the elected candidates for the 2015 governorship election. Abuja City under refugee threat as more internally displaced persons troop into nearby villages. And U.S. government considers putting North Korea back on its list of terrorism sponsors. The momentum for the 2015 general elections is building up even outside the country as Nigerians in the United Kingdom, Diaspora and others demand fair play and issue-based politics. Now in the UK, various groups are meeting to dialogue and lend their voice to the ongoing political situation in the country, with particular focus on security and the elections. Our correspondent in London, Doris Okenwa, reports that the growing consensus is that events leading up to the exercise must be grounded in facts and relevant issues, not based on the usual populist rhetorics.
Music and dialogue. For the love of country and concerns over the coming elections, a town hall meeting of some Nigerian communities in the UK. The issues on the table range from concerns over insecurity and infrastructural deficits to the upcoming 2015 general elections and the quality of national leadership needed to steer the country forward. Government representatives from Nigeria present progress reports to boost the morale of the diaspora and allay gloomy forecasts. But insecurity has made any success story coming out of Nigeria a hard sell. There is a consensus here that the fight against terrorism must cross party lines.
You join forces together, you come together as one people, one country, one love, with a common destination, and then you say terrorism must stop.
A lot of investment is needed in the areas of security, and then commitment, sincere commitment on the part of the politicians, no matter what brand.
The same goes for the 2015 elections. For many here, the focus should be on issues. Nigeria, they say, needs institutions that stand the test of different administrations.
We want that, whoever is in government, to make sure the foundation is laid for our generation yet to born. We are Nigerians. We've got what it takes. We've got mineral resources, not only petrol.
The heart of the matter should be issues, because the only way we are to move forward is if we have strengthened policies and sustainable policies. It doesn't matter who is in government.
We have the power. Let's not forget. I don't like the fact that people say they don't choose their leader. No. You have the power to vote. If we all sit back and give the opinion, then we'll all keep having the same results,
An idea that has been put forward by the Association of Nigerian Communities in the UK towards participating in the 2015 elections is to be incorporated into observation and monitoring teams. In a separate event in London, the Nigerian High Commissioner cautioned against self-seeking interest in politics. He believes the focus at this time should be on the greater good.
You need to take it easy. If you want to look for money, don't go into politics.
Interesting political times, not just for Nigeria, but globally. As you know, Britain is also gearing up for general elections in 2015. So it's that season of rallies, dialogues, campaigns, and more meetings all get towards the possibility of more productive elections. From London, Doris Okenwa reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, back here in Nigeria, all does not seem to be well with the People's Democratic Party and its leadership in Kwara State, as they're yet to officially announce the party's governorship candidate for the state. This is despite the primary holding twice, in which Senator Simeon Ajibola was declared winner by the National Electoral Committee of the party, led by the Governor of Benue State, Gabriel Suswan. The state chairman, Iola Oyedepo, was singing a different tune, saying that until the National Working Committee of the party officially announces the result, the state does not have a candidate. The first attempt made to choose the state flag bearer ended in cancellation of the election, as the governorship aspirants could not agree on the delegates list to be used for the exercise, and this led to exchange of blows. The second attempt could be described as tedious, as the event, scheduled for 2 o'clock in the afternoon, could not commence until 1 o'clock the following morning. Despite the initial setback in which the four-man National Electoral Committee, led by Gabriel Suswan, moderated, the senator representing Kwara South was declared winner, having scored the highest votes, followed by Dele Belgore and Gbemisola Saraki, respectively.
In the Kwara primaries of Kwara State, I, Governor Gabriel Suswan, hereby announce Senator Simeon Diaspora, who, having scored the highest vote of 144, has become a clear winner, and so I declare Senator Simeon Diaspora the winner of the Kwara primaries for Kwara State.
I, Senator Simeon Sule Diaspora, hereby accept and agree to fly the party's flag, God be with us, so that they can win 2015.
As members of the party await the official presentation of the candidate, the state chairman, Iola Oyedepo, threw what could be described as another spanner in the wheel of progress by declaring that until the national leadership of the party affirms and announces the candidature, the party could not claim to have produced one yet.
In our party, it is only the headquarters that will come out with the final list of candidates. And that is why from beginning, starting from the House of Assembly election to that of Representatives and Senate, have not made any formal announcement to the people of Kwara State. Once they send people from the headquarters to come and conduct elections, the people so sent will report back to the National Secretariat. The National Working Committee of our party will sit down to ratify. It is the ratified list that I can now make public to the people. Right now, I'm waiting for ratification of the National Executive.
As members of the PDP in Kwara State wait for the confirmation of the party's flag bearer, many are hoping that justice would be done, because according to some members, the second election was free and fair. Staying with politics, in the race towards the 2015 general elections, Edo State Governor Oshiomhole has advised politicians not to be desperate for power as campaigns begin across the country. Mr. Oshiomhole told Channels Television in Benin City, Edo State's capital, that Nigeria won its democracy the hard way. It would therefore be senseless to mortgage it on the altar of political violence and greed.
What is coming 2050 is not war. That is not the promise of democracy. Evil soldiers, military governments recognize that you can't wage war against your people. If Nigeria has attained democracy today, it's not courtesy of a willing military. The military had to agree at a point that it could no longer hang on because Nigerians were unanimous. You look at history across nation states. In Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, last month or the month before, we saw a guy who thought he had succeeded in making himself a monarchy, a life ruler. Ordinary people, he's seeking exile now, unable to live in that country. So when people have been so oppressed and repressed, pauperized, dehumanized, and they have become very desperate, I think that there's nobody in Nigeria who will want Nigeria to go into pieces. And the more you have taken, the more you're taking ensuring that the system is not undermined. Because there's no nation state, and the world is now such that when power overwhelms a people, it becomes a matter for the international community. And that's why we are beginning to see sitting African president elected to go to The Hague to defend charges against him in the International Criminal Court, which means that there's no hiding place now for anyone. So if you resort to measures that are undemocratic, if you resort to killings, you resort to provoking war under any guise, if you are too strong for your country, you cannot be too strong for the international community.
Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole. And in part two after the break, internally displaced persons continue to grow in villages near Abuja. That's in the moment. Please stay with us.